Yeah, Eric, have the migraines been an issue with Tremont earlier and it just didn't cause him to miss a game or kind of what happened there? And we heard Trevin hurt his knee. Could you fill us in on that or any other injuries, maybe Mitchell and uh,
Yeah, no, T Mark hasn't practiced, didn't practice Monday or Tuesday. Obviously has a migraine. I'm not a doctor. He's got a migraine. So that is what it is. And then, with Brazil, his knees had soreness, since Monday's live practice and just wasn't able to go in the second half.
and obviously, Tremont's your leading scorer, Trevin's one of your best players. What kind of impact did it have not having those guys? And then Battle seemed like he was playing, solid, and then he had to leave for I don't know 8 or 9 minutes or something. Kind of how'd the injuries impact you tonight?
Well, I think injuries allow other people to step up and try to garner more minutes, and so other guys got opportunities tonight, and I mean every team goes through injuries. Every team goes through players in and out of the lineup. It allowed other people opportunity to play, and then you go back and you watch the film and try to dissect the players that got the extra minutes. And but I mean we're not shooting the ball well. We're not defending well. We turned the ball over to start the game way too much, got the turnovers a little bit under control. Thought we moved the ball better tonight than we had with our 13 assists on the 17, made field goals. But I mean, just go up and down the 2 for 9, 3 for 10, 1 for 5, 0 for 5. Got to make shots, and certainly defending becomes a problem. We were up on the glass at one point, rebounding the ball, and then the second half, the rebounding was heavily tilted towards Ole Miss.
And then I know you're trying to push every button you possibly can, but I think you played 12 guys in the first half again, and I get why you're doing it, but how frustrating, disappointing, whatever adjective you want to use, is it that uh, that you can't find a core 7, 8 guys like you usually have that you feel good about playing?
Yeah, I mean everybody's getting an opportunity. Like I said, I mean point guard play, turnovers, shooters. Shooters are struggling shooting the ball. At the center spot, we had 0 defensive rebounds. So there's a lot of areas. It's not one particular player. It's not one particular position. It's across the board. We're getting outplayed at every position right now.
Was Devo? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Was Devo not playing the second half? Was that coach's decision, or was he
Yeah.
healthy?
Yep. He's healthy.
Okay, I might have a couple more if time allows. I'll turn it back to Mike. Thanks.
Daniel? This is going to be their last, taste of SEC play, and this is kind of how it's going for them. Is that something that you've talked about, trying to galvanize this team somehow, some way?
I have no idea what he said.
Say it again, you broke up.
Yeah. For a lot of these players, this is their veteran, this is their last go amongst SEC play. Just, is that something that you've used to try and galvanize the team at all, or how to, galvanize the team?
I don't really understand the question. You mean because we have seniors?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's up to them I mean, no, we haven't talked about being a senior, being a junior, being a freshman. No, we have not discussed that. We talked about ways to try to beat our opposition.
Hutch?
Yeah, Eric, quick follow-up on Brazil. Is it the same knee that he hurt last year? And what kind of level of concern is there with that?
Well, Hutch, I mean, I'm not a doctor, and therefore, for me, it's right now it's soreness, you know what I mean? So I'm sure that, I mean, anytime there's soreness involved, I'm sure, I mean, we don't have our team doctor with us. So you go back home and our trainer's really good. He's usually spot on with all the evaluations. So I mean, until I get further word, I mean, it is what what Matt, our trainer, like I said, he's been excellent since he's been with us, and he's right now calling it soreness, and so rehab and things like that, and you let the doctor check it out as well.
You mentioned the early turnovers. What do you think was behind that? Was it more of Ole Miss, or was it things you were doing, or what do you think caused that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Ole Miss came out super aggressive. They jumped passing lanes. They pre-rotated when they soft blitzed the pick and roll, and we just didn't do a very good job, um, you know, being strong with the basketball. And then I thought we made some adjustments, and we ended up taking care of the ball, and it allowed us to get more shots on goal, but but then shots weren't falling.
And then also, you've told us several times this year that this team practices really well, but can you put your finger on why that's not translating over into games?
Well, right now teams are just out playing as such. I mean, you can have great practices, but um, teams have size on us at certain positions, and um, you know, I mean, I'll say it once and I'll say it 100 times. I'd rather have a team play good in games and not practice well. Um, you know, we've had some guys not practice well over the last 3 years, but certainly really produced in a game.
Final question, Bob.
Yeah, Eric, do you have any idea of if Tremont might be available for Kentucky? And you got to play those guys in 3 days, and you probably really don't know about Trev, maybe you don't know about Mark. I mean, how tough is that? You know, going into a game, especially like Kentucky, when you're just trying to find answers right now.
I think, Bob, that yeah, I mean, I mean, hopefully I've coached in enough places and understand that injuries are part of the game. And like I said, an injury allows another player to get an opportunity that maybe he thought he should have or wants to have. And so it's got to be the next man up mentality. I don't know any other way, to say that. I mean, injuries are part of what happens. And, Justin Smith was injured for a 5-game stretch, and other guys got an opportunity. We struggled when Justin was out. We struggled when Isaiah Joe was out, but we were able to win a big game against TCU, and some guys stepped up when Isaiah was out. That's part of it. Last year, TB was out for an entire season, and we had other guys get the minutes that TB would have played last year. And, I mean, right now, I mean, we're a team that, we lost 4 guys that have played in an NBA game this year. And right now that's a lot to replace as we're starting to see this thing unfold before us. I mean, there's not a lot of teams in college basketball that had 4 players from one team go on to play in the NBA. And then you try to figure out what you can do. And right now, obviously, we're struggling on both sides of the ball. And Daniel's question about, our seniors. I mean, you want senior leadership. You want guys to embrace. But we want all our guys. I mean, I want our freshmen excited. We want our seniors excited. We want everybody excited. We don't have that many games left, although we still have a lot left in conference play. And we got to try to figure out a way to get better.
Thank you, Coach.